Hi, I'm Tim and this is Timberway Designs. In this series of videos, I will make a cabochon out of rocks that I buy or purchase. This week I got a piece of Wonderstone from Utah that Amy, a viewer, sent to me. She sent me a whole bag of this stuff. It's freaking awesome. So we're gonna make a cabochon out of this. So let's make a cabochon. So I want to thank Amy for sending me this Wonderstone here. And actually, what I'm gonna do in this episode is I'm going to make 3 cabochons out of 3 pieces of Wonderstone. So I got this piece first. This is the original I cut it off of. It's got a little porosity to it. I like the color. And the Wonderstone comes, it's set in mows from 5 to 7. And some of them, when I was slicing them, I could tell they're a little harder than the other ones. This one's relatively soft. So this is going to be the first one, and we're going to make a, do this one as a ladder. Let's see. Thinking, I was messing with it before. Let me see if I can get it lined back up again. There we go. So I'm going to take my ultrafine Sharpie, trace out the pattern here. Okay, that'd be number 1. Number 2 is we're going to take this one here, we're going to put it in a bezel, a teardrop bezel like that. So, get this on here. I kind of experimented with this before I started the video, so they should all fit. Okay, so this will go into this bezel here. And number 3, I got this piece here, and it varies so much that the designs on these this Wonderstone is incredible. There's so much variation. Now there's a lot of pieces got little voids and cracks and stuff in it I got to watch out for. Let's see, this one here. Going to do a marquee, and let's see, yeah, right about there. I'm thinking that'll be a nice busy pattern. Let me get it out there where you can see me drawing on it here. Line this back up. There. Okay, so I got a marquee, a teardrop, and a ladder. So I'm going to take these downstairs. I'm going to trim off the excess on the trim saw, and then we'll run over to the cabin machine and we'll grind it down to the lines, and then I'll have the dot pot fired up and we'll put sticks on them, and then we'll make cabs out of them. So this might be a little longer video than normal, but I thought this format might be a little different since the rocks are kind of soft, so this won't take a really long time. So let's go down stairs to the trimmer and trim these up. So first up, we'll do this one right here. Yeah, this one was pretty much like cutting a stick of butter. I wish all the rocks were like that. All right, this one's next. All right, that's close enough for me. And now we'll do the marquee here. All right, marquee trimmed out. Let's move over to the caber. All right, we're on the Kingsley North Cabochon here. It's a 6-inch. We'll start with the 80 grit, 220 grit, and then we'll finish up on a 280 grit, and then we'll take it over and put a dop stick on it. Now you'll notice a lot of blue down here. I've been working on lapis, a lot of lapis here, so more stuff for Etsy eventually, and that's why that's where that comes from. So we'll start with this one first. What we're going to do is I'm going to take the 80 grit and I'm going to grind it down to the line, close to the line, and then I'll finish the to the line on the 220 grit right here, and then I'll take the 280 grit and kind of get rid of the marks from the 220 grit, and that's we're going to do the same thing for all three of them. So let's get started. All right, this one's really soft. We're going to move over to 220 grit now. All right, that's good enough. We'll move to the 280 grit. All right. Now we'll do the teardrop. Now the teardrop's going to a bezel, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get close to the line, and then you got to kind of work it in, because these bezels, it'll say 18 by 25 or whatever the size it is. Well, they're not all the same. I don't know if they don't calibrate their machines or something. They can be up to a millimeter off in their measurements. So you got to start checking the fit before you can grind down the line. So we'll start on 280 grit again. That's a little chunk right there. Hopefully we'll be okay. Now we're going to move over to 220 grit. Now I'm going to get close to the line, and then as I get close to the line, I'm going to start fitting that bezel, because I want it to just drop right in there and not fit loose. All right, let's check the fit. Oops. All right. Check the fit on that side. Okay, not quite there yet. All right, check the fit again. Get close. I'm going to set that down here. All right, now I'm getting really close, so I'm trying to be careful. I just don't want to make it too small, because then you got gaps and stuff in there. Take a little bit off the top. So we get really close now. Now on these softer stones, if you get really close, you might be able to get it in with it on the 280 grit, because you got to kind of run it across there. Yeah, it's super close. So I'm going to run it on the 280 grit so then get it to drop in. Yeah, it's almost in there. Just a little bit more on this side. Yep, all right, we're in there. Now we'll do the marquee. Alright, that's close enough on that one. Move over to 220. Remember now, we're working with the radius here, so you got to keep your stone moving. Alright, that's close enough. Now we'll move over to 280 grit. Alright, I'm happy with that. We're going to fire up the dot pot and we'll be back. Alright, we're all dopped up here. Got all three on a stick. We'll start with this one here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grind in the girdle here. What I'll do is I'll start on the top edge here. And I'll grind down until I get about an 1/8 inch, 2 millimeter-ish off the bottom here and leave that flat. It'll be at an angle like this. And then when I get done with that, I'll hit the top with another angle. I'll show you when I get further on. And we're going to do all three of them the same way. So we'll start with this one here. So let's start grinding. Well, we'll start with the 80 grit, and then the 220, and then the 280, then we'll move over to the polishing side. Alright, so I established the first angle in here, like that. Got my girdle. So now I'm going to hit this edge up here and grind towards the center. So stay away from your girdle now. You've established that. You don't want to be grinding this anymore. This stuff is super soft. At least this one is. Like, I'm not putting much pressure on this wheel at all. Alright, that's good enough. This ain't going to take very long, not this one. So I'm going to go ahead and start doming this, and then we'll move across the wheels. Alright, I'll move over to the 220. Alright, move over to 280. Alright, we'll leave that one go. We're going to grab another one. Alright, we'll run this one the same way. We're going to do a girdle and then run it across the grits. Alright, got that. We'll move on to 220 grit. Okay, good enough. 280 grit. Alright, happy with that. Now we're going to do the last one. Start on the 80 grit again. Alright, girdle looks good. Now I'm going to start cutting in towards the top. Okay, got the second cut in. Now I'm going to start doming it. Alright, move on to 280. Yeah, we had a little pit open up right here. Alright, move on to 280 grit. What do we got here? Hey, I'm liking that. Alright, got them done right on the rough side. Now we're going to move over to the polishing side. So I'm going to shut you off for a second here. Alright, we're over here on the polishing side. So over here we got 600 grit, 1200 grit, 3000 grit, and then I got a cerium oxide disc around the corner here. So we'll start with the 600. And the 1200. All right, 3000. Alright, we'll do this one here. We'll start at 600. Now 3000. Okay, and then we'll do the marquee. Start with 600. Move over to the 1200. And 3000. All right, shut you off. We're going to move over to the cerium oxide, and we'll complete these 3 cabs here. Okay, we've got the splash chute in place. Now this is a cerium oxide impregnated disc right here. When it wears out, I got spares. You just heat it up, peel it off, and stick another one on there. This one still got a little life left in it, so turn the water on here. Start with this one here. Do this one. And do the marquee. All right. Let's see what we got for a shine. Paper towel here, pant leg. Nothing wrong with that. Wonderstone. All right, that's the marquee. Let's take a look at the teardrop. Liking that too. Nice shine. And then finally we'll do the ladder. Now the ladder was a softer stone, so don't have high expectations for that, but look at that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, I'm going to take these upstairs, pop them in the freezer, get them off the sticks, and then we'll take a close look at them. So we're back upstairs. Got 3 nice clean breaks here after I pulled them out of the freezer. Got 3 pretty stones here. I don't think I can hold them all up at once, though. Got that one. Got the teardrop and the marquee. So turn the camera around and I'll take a closer look at these things. So just a reminder, here are the original rocks here. The 3 pieces I did. So here is the ladder one. Here is the teardrop. And here's the marquee. So the teardrop is going to go into this bezel right here. It's like that. So let's look at the ladder. So here's the original stone. It had some pitting in there. This one was really soft too. You can see the pitting in there too when I cut it. Made a pretty cabochon though. I like the colors in it, although there is a little pitting still, but the shine, considering how soft it was, the shine is not bad at all. I don't think so. Had a little chunk fall out right on top there, but I don't think that's a deal breaker. There's the back. There's the front. So, yeah. So this obviously, as you can tell here, this stuff comes in variable hardnesses. So this one here is probably a little on the soft side, and I could really tell when I was cutting it on the lapidary saw. All right, there's this piece here. Now this piece is much harder. I'm not seeing any pits in there at all. And here's cabochon from it. This one's cool. Really good shine. I mean, really good shine for a soft rock. Got that little circle, agate looking thing there in the bottom. There's the back. There's the front. And that'll sit in this right here, in this bezel. Just like that. And last, I had this piece here. It had some crevices and stuff in here. I was hoping I could avoid all those. But man, it's like the designs is just crazy in these rocks here. So here's this one. Nice shine. And this was a little harder stone. I could tell when I was cutting it. There's the back. There's the front. Now this one had a little inclusion right on top there, but I'm going to go ahead and put this up. I'm not going to dish it because of that. So Amy grabbed me a bunch of nice looking Wonderstones here to work with, and I really appreciate it. Amy from Utah, thank you very much. So these will be on Etsy. I'm going to let Amy pick one out for herself since she provided the rocks, and then whatever two she don't pick out will end up on the Etsy page. All right, let's finish this up. So you got to see me make 3 cabochons out of Wonderstone that Amy out in Utah sent me. I thought they came out pretty good. Even the porous one, I didn't think it looked too bad. It was pretty soft though. But the other 2 were awesome. So like I said, they'll end up on Etsy, whatever 2 Amy does not pick for herself. So next week, got myself a piece of, hope I say this right, Peruvian rhodonite. It's got a pink and white quartzy look to it. Actually, I ordered this online as a tumbled rock, and I'm going to cut it up. I think I can get 3 cabs out of this, 2 for sure. So it'll probably be a natural shape because I kind of like the shape of it. So this will be next week's project. So like to thank my subscribers out there for subscribing and liking this content enough to come on board with me, and all you viewers out there to come and watch this content. I'm glad you like it. Keep coming back because I'll keep making more. So if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Just push the button down below, and then you slide over and give me a thumbs up, because that gets analytics out there so more people can find this content, and then you can share it and hype it on your mobile device, and push the bell button, and then you'll get notifications when I put new content out. These videos here, the cab videos, they come out every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, every Saturday. And then I got another series where I cut rocks in half, and we make cabochons out of those, and I do a review with what the rock looks like on the inside, 10 rocks. Those come out every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. I got lots of rocks, so I can keep cranking these videos out for all you viewers out there. So I think, let me look at my notes here. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's all I got, and I'll catch you later.